everyone, it's me, Sean Capri. I'm glad you're here because you're listening to the most horse-powerful podcast on the dang internet. It's the Xbox Drive. I'm on a Skype call with my friend Ryan Turford. He's the weatherman on the moose, and on our journey today, we ain't talking about any of that Activision stuff because we're going to be picking my game out of a 64-game tournament bracket, so stay tuned and also jump on into the Xbox Drive. Blah, 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 blah. A little bit different this week.
No power greater than X.
Oh, hello, Sean Capri.
Ryan Turford, you're here too. Look at this. We're doing the thing. Welcome.
I like how the fact that you're surprised by the fact that I'm here, even though literally right before the show started, we talked for 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's just it's all a charade, Ryan. It's all a charade facade.
It is a charade as well. Although I have noticed, now that we switched, our broadcasting systems now, we're using a different broadcast system.
Yes,
than our normal broadcast system.
The Canadian broadcasting system.
When you're like going into the intro, and I'm just like, it's weird. But
yeah, you like the blend a little bit more, like the blah blah
blah. It's so hard to do the blend when we're doing the show.
Yeah, we could work on that. I think you're right about it. It's a pretty harsh cut to the to the intro. You're right.
It's like when you're watching a horror movie and it doesn't start with the title sequence or anything like that. It's like it picks up from like a first person perspective, and it's a whole
interesting.
It's a little bit jarring.
Well, okay. We can. I appreciate the notes. This is good because I'm just doing the thing. I'm just screaming at people, so I never really know.
That was me writing notes, by the way. Just so you know.
Oh, I see. Yeah, by your ear. And that's how most people do that. Yeah.
Look, okay, I'm an eccentric individual because I write notes up here. I talk about the weather. By the way, Sean, cozy 2 degrees outside here in Toronto, Ontario.
Wasn't even remotely near that topic.
At least it's not freezing rain like it was last night, because that made me very.
That's dangerous. Yeah, that's a problem, Ryan.
Yeah.
All right, you got that out of your system. We got things to do today, Ryan.
Please, it's Xbox Drive after dark today, Sean. There's no news this week. We can in fact, literally timing. In the show notes, Sean. I don't know if you saw the show notes this week. In the breaking news section where I normally detail all the news for the show, it's literally just a blown up emoji of the shrug.
Yeah, shrug.
The shrug emoji. It's that.
Yeah. What are other Xbox podcasts doing right now? Like what are they doing? They're following Uncle Phil around.
Yeah, they're talking about Call of Duty. Yeah. I mean, Uncle Aaron Greenberg was there with Kojima.
Oh yes,
talking about stuff.
Yep, that's cool. All the things.
Phil
had that interview with that Xbox person. That's cool. Yep. Yeah. We ain't talking about any of that. We're just teasing all the things. We're talking about all the things we're not going to be talking about. No. Just to be clear. In an effort to be different and unique and nonconformist to the Xbox podcast landscape, we're doing something totally different this week, Ryan.
We have like a minor thing that I want to talk about.
Okay, whatever you want to do.
And then we'll do the big to-do that we got for today's show.
Shout out to Charles McGregor joining us here in the chat. I haven't seen you in a while, Charles. Everybody should. Charles, drop your YouTube link in the chat there, my friend. Developer of fan favorite Xbox Drive favorite game, Hyperdot, which was on Game Pass, is totally coming to Switch. I don't know if that's true, but I bug Charles about that all the time. Good to see you, Charles. Just launched a very cool developer video on his channel, so people should definitely check that out.
Yeah. Charles is coming up in the YouTube game, Sean. He's doing good work over there. You should go check out Charles' channel.
Yep.
But
great man.
Anyways, let's clean the garage a little bit. So folks at home, if you want to support the show, there's a number of awesome ways to do that. If you're watching the live stream right now, over at youtube.com/carpoolgaming, or if you're watching the video on demand later, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and then ding, 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 ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we go live with our new videos, or whenever we go live with a live stream like this one, including a couple of reviews we got coming to the channel this week, mostly focused around PlayStation VR. But we got other stuff coming to the channel this week as well. So definitely go over there. Again, when I know we've got stuff coming to the channel, I always like to plug it here in this section. Also, if you're listening on audio feeds, don't forget to subscribe to us there if you haven't subscribed already. And then rate us if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Favorably. Rate us favorably.
Absolutely. Also, if you want this show a little bit early on the audio side, or if you want some exclusive content, or if you just want all the podcasts on one big RSS feed,
seriously,
you know what you got to do. You got to head on over to patreon.com/carpoolgaming, throw a little tip in the old tip jar, and out comes content. And also, we want to say welcome to Brian Reese, the Patreon, who signed up, I think, just today.
Just
I'm
today.
like the exclusive tier. And then he bumped it up even to $5 when you said hello to him in the welcome.
I know. That's so awesome. That's so incredible. Welcome on in. And you know what I love too, Ryan, speaking of the Discord, I see you doing this as well. It's a channel that often gets skipped over, I think, by a lot of people in a lot of Discords. The welcome channel, you can kind of see when people join in. We all welcome people in. We're waving you in. We got signs. We got like noisemakers and cowbells and whatnot. It's like, yeah, good for you. You're here. This is great.
Sometimes you can go in there and not just, use the emoji. I'll say, welcome on in.
Oh, snap. Look at you. Just
sometimes I do that. It just depends on how awake I am when the person decides to join the Discord, Sean.
No, that matters. It matters. The level of awakeness. Yes.
It really does.
Yeah, man.
It's hard to type when you're half asleep. But anyways, Sean, let's grab our 8 tracks, pop them in. It is time for the playlist because I have one game I want to talk about. But Sean, obviously, you just played Fire Emblem. That was it, right?
Yeah, I finished it. Well, that's what we're here to talk about today, Ryan. What's next? This has obviously been an issue for me, but don't let me hold you up any longer. What did you play?
So I, of course, played lots of JRPGs on PlayStation, so I won't talk about those. But
did you just say that the acronym, Ryan?
JRPGs?
Oh, you did it again. I can't believe it.
I'm just going to get, thrown off the internet for saying that. But
my goodness.
So I did play a game on Xbox this week. Finally, I played a game on Xbox. It's been 2.5 weeks since I played a game on Xbox. And, it's time that we finally talk about this. Because I played Wulong Fallen Dynasty, because that game comes out this week. That's the new, Souls-like game from Team Ninja. We didn't get an early code or anything like that. I was just playing the demo. Yeah. But the demo is basically like the first hour and a half of the game, and then your save carries over to the full game. It's basically the Square Enix style of demo, which is, exciting for me. And this was a game that, like, I was cautiously optimistic about, but I loved Neo and Neo 2, which were great games from Team Ninja, the developer, but they were only on PlayStation. They were PlayStation exclusives. And this is kind of their next, Souls-like game. But basically it's in a different series because this is based on like Chinese mythology. And I got to tell you, Sean, I wasn't expecting to love the demo, but I love this demo a lot.
Really?
I think I'm all in on this game. So I think what puts it over the top for me is it's taking your standard Souls-like experience, like a Bloodborne or an Elden Ring or something like that. It's linear, so it's not, open world in the way that, a game like Elden Ring is. But the combat is so fast-paced that I just loved it. Because one of my biggest hangups with a lot of Souls-like games, especially the From Software style of Souls game, is how slow and clunky some of the combat can be from time to time.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like sometimes your character is just weighed down by like weights or just trudging through mud or something like that. And that doesn't feel like that. Where Wulong, there's a block button, but it's not about blocking or even parrying. It's mostly about, dodging attacks and then getting that perfect dodge to get some extra damage in, and then deflecting the enemy attacks is very much what this is all about. And that's like speaking Ryan Turford's language, because I love Team Ninja's games. Like I love Ninja Gaiden and I love Neo. And this is more going in the Ninja Gaiden direction versus something like Neo, which again, just do it like Ninja Gaiden Black on the original Xbox is one of my top 10 games of all time. So this is very much a Ryan Turford game. So I am like all in after this demo, Sean. I wasn't even planning on playing it right away because I'm working on because this was a game I was waiting for maybe the summer to play. Because even though it's on Game Pass day one, I have Octopath Traveler 2 from Square Enix. They were kind enough to send that over to us. So I've been working through that.
They know us. That's awesome. Look at that. Look at us, man.
And I just finished the At Rhythm, like all 365 songs in that game. So like,
holy cow.
I was kind of all in on Octopath, but like after this demo, I'm like, I may switch to Wulong instead because I kind of want to play this game.
You are not in a committed relationship right now, Ryan.
No,
you're testing. You're playing the field.
I'm playing the field a little bit with video games, Sean. But so I'm like
a weird analogy that we keep going on with, man.
And at this point, Sean, I'm ready to update my gaming Facebook profile to it's complicated. It's complicated over in a committed relationship with Octopath Traveler 2. So so Wulong Fallen Dynasty, I had to give it a shout out on the show here. because it's definitely a game you'll probably hear me talking about more. Although
Neat.
March, I don't know if you looked at the release schedule for March for games, Sean. It's kind of packed with games.
Oh, should I be doing that too? Should I because we're about to do something, Ryan? I am about to. I'm selecting my next committed relationship, a new partner. But I haven't looked at what's coming. So I maybe I'll get into an arranged scenario that I don't want to be in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't looked down the road. I have looked as far as tomorrow,
Right.
today for audio listeners, for Wolong. That is on the list, up and coming. I'm very excited to hear you say good things about it, because it's I feel like it's one of the highlights for Game Pass for this year. I mean, I don't think it's a feeling. That's a fact. That's objective. I meant to ask you, what kind of blades are you swinging around in this? I was going to say something about samurai swords, but I think that's insensitive. I don't think that's what you're doing with this.
So you start off with a short sword, like a one-handed sword.
Yeah.
That is very agile to get around the battle with, but you also get a pole arm about halfway through the demo.
Interesting. Okay.
That's a bit slower, and then there's a bunch of other weapons that you get throughout the game, but just aren't in the demo. So I haven't been able to try those out.
Spoiler alert, midway through the game, very much like the Messenger kind of flips it on its head, you turn into a Mega Man halfway through this game, Ryan. Yes, you get a robot arm and a doggo that you can fly. You get a dash. Is that what happens?
I'm just gonna shake my head at you, Sean, and just
sometimes I
move
like to
along,
make
Sean.
up things in my
move
head.
Along. But,
okay.
All right. But now, before we go into the topic, Sean, we got a question from the audience that kind of leads us into this. So
I like it.
I'm going to read that now. This comes to us from Drellish in the Discord, who asked the question, what Xbox games should Sean play on Xbox as a palate cleanser after finally having brought his committed relationship with Fire Emblem Three Houses to an end? Nothing serious, though, just for him to have a good time. I don't think he's ready to commit to another relationship just yet. I think it still pains him to have missed the disappearance of Ingrid in class and never even noticed the empty chair as a professor. The man's talents just lie somewhere else. Bad professor. Bad professor.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
yes. For people who are uninitiated, you need to be listening to the Nintendo Drive. We've referenced this before once or twice, Ryan, in the Carpool Gaming podcast kind of thing that we've got. It's an extended universe. Like you can just listen to the Xbox Drive and for the most part kind of follow along. But there's other kind of occurrences and events happening elsewhere that all feed into a culmination of things. Okay. So yesterday I talked on the Nintendo Drive about finishing Fire Emblem Three Houses, 2018's Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's what I'm playing in 2023, the busiest year in video game history ever. And yes, I may or may not have not noticed that one of my characters fell while playing in permadeath mode, Ryan.
It's not just one of your characters. It's Ingrid. Ingrid is great. And I can't believe you just let her die for no reason, Sean.
She had been in an attitude. You know what I mean? Just a little much.
I guess.
She's all like, I want to be a knight, and my husband's dead, and everybody's being mean. Okay, well, we'll see how that works out for you.
I mean, she was the one I romanced when I played the Blue Lines path, and you just let her die?
Yeah, that's the difference between you and I. That should be obvious. I think at this point that you and I would just have completely different outcomes on Fire Emblem. Yeah.
It's fine because you're not even done Fire Emblem yet, Sean. You still have 4 more paths to go.
That's not happening. No, we are moving on to another playthrough. I would like to put this out there. People can leave comments in the chat or the Discord or whatever. But is this similar to the feedback I'm getting about Nier in that I'm not done Nier Automata because I've only played through the first round of credits and there's other playthroughs that are mostly chapters. I feel like there's a better case to be made for that than to say that I haven't finished Fire Emblem Three Houses because I only went through one of the things. I just don't know about that.
Yeah, it's a different type of scenario because Nier, yes, it rolls credits when you get to a quote unquote ending. It's not really an ending because you're basically playing through the game as from different perspectives, and the levels are completely different despite the fact they take place in the same areas as you did in the first playthrough. Whereas Fire Emblem, for the most part, the story is basically the only thing that's different, and the units you get are different, I guess.
Indeed. Well, I'll tell you this much, Ryan. If I were to play Fire Emblem Three Houses one more time, I would obviously have to play as a different house. I would recruit Ingrid and still leave her on the battlefield.
You can just no. Yeah, you know what? You're banned from Fire Emblem. If you've got any Fire Emblem games in the tournament bracket, Sean, you may as well.
I don't. I actually didn't even put Engage on there. So this is a
Okay.
tournament bracket that includes all systems: PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. I think that's it. I don't think I have any Tiger Electronics.
Well, where's your
here at all.
3DS games, Sean? Where's your
That's a good point. Oh no. Okay. Well, that's
one day you're gonna have to eventually open that copy of Metroid Samus Returns, Sean, and play it at some point.
Okay. Well,
that's
are we into it? Are we here? Are we in it? Or because
we're gonna use the tournament bracket. We are here for the tournament bracket.
We're here. We're
introducing
the
the tournament bracket.
Okay, so I have 64 games outlined already, but before I hit go on this thing, and by the way, we're using challenge.com. And actually, I can share this link in the chat here, and maybe you can put it in the show notes as well. People can follow along how this all happened. If you're listening afterwards, you can kind of see how the decisions were made and all of these things. Now, Ryan, you mentioned 3DS. Before I hit go on this tournament, I'm wondering if we should kind of talk about the games that are here and see if I should swap one or two out with, say, a Metroid, Samus Returns, or other 3DS game. This is where we need help from the chat.
I feel like you're going to get another opportunity to incorporate those into a tournament bracket in the future. So I'd say you're probably okay.
Interesting.
Besides, I'm looking at this list. I'm like, you got a pretty good list already, and I don't think we need to complicate it any further.
But 3DS is a miss. I feel like, oh man, if only I spent more than 7 minutes putting this together. And
if only we would have talked about this more than 30 minutes before the show started.
Dude, it's so true. But the thing is, and I'll share my screen here for people watching, and we'll do our best to describe it for audio listeners here as well. Ryan, I have an ongoing list of games. Okay. And when I put this one up here today, I was able to kind of just update the ongoing list. And I haven't looked at this list in about a year since the last time I did one of these things. And I have to say, like, I crossed off a lot of games since then. I know this is a thing that I just don't beat games or whatever. I was able to cross off a bunch of the games off the list that were intended to be done. So there. I'm happy with that.
I mean, the myth is actually inaccurate. Sean actually does beat games sometimes.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes.
But again, I feel like and we talked about this actually on the Yumi Capri podcast, the exclusive podcast. I feel like I understand that a lot more than maybe the last time you did tournament brackets, like how much
I'm not able to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where it's like I sympathize with you a little bit more, I think, than I used to.
Thank you. Well, now I get to know how you used to judge me, but that's okay. That's fine.
Well, it's, I just assume everyone is like being Kevin Ainsworth and it just has infinite time to play games.
Oh, Kevin Ainsworth has a special little something coming his way, by the way, with the amount of games that he plays and the job that he doesn't have. So there. Zelda Link Between Worlds is an excellent game. It's top tier, probably like top 3 favorite Zelda games of all time. Is not on the list. There's no 3DS games here, unfortunately.
And to be fair, Sean, I was going to suggest Metroid Samus Returns, but you've got the GOAT already in Metroid Prime Remastered in here.
Yes.
So I don't think you need it.
Yes. Okay, Ryan. I'm looking at the chat here. Welcome everybody in. This is why you guys need to make sure you're here 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or daylight, whenever it is. YouTube.com/carpoolgaming, because you just never know when we're going to do something a little fun like this. And honestly, Ryan, I hope we do more of this. Who knows when there's going to be any Xbox news? We don't always have to be picking a game, but let's just do something silly. Who cares? Let's just do something. Let's just.
This is Xbox adjacent, so it does actually count as an Xbox topic in a way.
I don't even care, dude. I'm like, whatever, man. Warframe. Robby Bobby Miller wants a Warframe in there. Warframe indeed is here, and in the first round, where do I see it? It is. Oh no, it's matched up against Spyro. The Spyro remastered games. That'll be a tough match. We will see.
A tough match for Spyro, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Gamer Graham wanted Hello Kitty Island Adventure, along with Court Lalonde's recommendation of Disney Dreamlight Valley. Not going to happen. So, boys.
Where's Peppa Pig in this list, though, Sean?
Also not going to happen. Not even a little bit. Returnal for the win, says Bowser. Oh, goodness gracious. Yes. Returnal is in there. Okay.
Yeah. Lots of good games in this list.
All right, Ryan. How do you want to do this?
I think the easiest way to do this is honestly for us to go just like
just round by round,
just round by round, just do it rather than just listening off all the games,
Okay.
especially because like we want to make this, you know, a great experience for the audio listeners as well. I think
totally.
So I think
Okay.
it'll just be easier like that. And I think, you know, the main thing is we'll focus less on like the outer rounds. And then
Sure.
as we get more and more in, we'll you know,
quick decisions.
We'll do more dissections. But I think
Okay.
quick decisions will serve us best in all 32 rounds of round one, I think. I think that's probably the best way to do this.
Yeah, probably. This is gonna be amazing. All right, what is this list, Captain Logan? Portal 2 is not on the list. That's it. I don't. Can I say something, Ryan?
Sure. What is
I
it,
don't.
Sean?
I don't love Portal like everybody else does. I'm too stupid for Portal.
You're a monster, Sean.
I'm too dumb. Look, I'm not even. It's not a comment on the game. It's a comment on my brain. You know. So I just can't. I can't do it.
But Portal 2 has J. Jonah Jameson in it.
Well, then I should probably reconsider. All right. There are no additional comments from the chat here that I should change anything. We're going to go ahead and start this tournament bracket. Please follow along at home, and you guys can see how this goes with the links. There are ads all over this website, so beware. But Ryan, do you want to kick things off? What we got here?
Let's kick things off. We're going to start with a round, like section 1 of round 1. Shadow Complex versus Batman, the Telltale game series. I'm actually kind of surprised to see Shadow Complex, by the way, is your number 1 game, Sean.
I've shuffled a lot. I shuffled many times. So these are completely random pairings, by the way, which I think is important to lay it at the start. Yeah, there's no, I just listed a bunch of games and then I hit like, spin the wheel. So
you didn't do the power ranking. So you didn't rate Ace Combat 729th versus, you know, Shadow Complex being higher than Ace Combat 7.
Next time, maybe next time, some sort of weird algorithm that we can create for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So again,
vote for Batman from Robby.
Sean, I don't know how we're going to do chat integration for some of the games on round 1. How did you want to bring the chat in for this one? Because
I think we'll just very quickly, you know, I don't know that there's a huge delay on the YouTube video here. So if you guys want to just shout out and you might be able to sway us one way or another. I think as we get closer to the end, we'll have more of a like decision-making power given to the audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because right now they're split.
Yeah,
it's Batman and Shadow Complex. Stingray in the chat. How do we vote? Just shout out the game.
Just shout out the game.
Yeah.
Sean, then I have to ask you a question then. You know, first of all, actually, before we go any further, it's important for me to know this information for the audience to know. Is there a type of game that you are kind of craving at the moment? Or like, are you craving a Metroidvania? Are you craving?
Nope, they're all equal.
Game?
They're all equal.
Okay.
Yes.
So in that case, Shadow Complex, I got to give the Ryan Turford edge to Shadow Complex. And it looks like the chat is kind of agreeing with me a bit. Shadow Complex, of course, great Metroidvania starring Nolan North. That was, you know, an Xbox exclusive but came to other platforms. Batman, the Telltale game's also really good. But I don't know if it's I don't know if that's a game that's worth going back to. So that's my answer.
Well, I like you stumbled upon something that I was going to ask you about anyways as we go through this. I feel like this might be a really interesting kind of just celebration of games.
Yeah.
Like, let's just talk about like the games. Like, what do we know about them? For some of them, some of these I've played before. Some of these I've started. Some of these I'd like to replay. But I just think this is kind of a neat, like, let's get some quick thoughts on the games. I think that'd be neat. Neat. All right. Well, congratulations. Shadow Complex moves on to the next round. Take it away.
It looks like
Ryan.
The chat agrees a lot with Shadow Complex too.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got Dying Light 2 against Pokemon Legends Arceus. That's an interesting round, Sean. So Dying Light 2, of course, you know, the parkour zombie game versus the open world Pokemon's game that takes place in the past.
Oh man, Badbit in the chat says, here's a fun thing playing this game with Sean live on the show, knowing full well he will not actually follow through with actually playing the winning game. I always finish the winning game when we do this. I'm entering a committed relationship
because we have a question that I'll get to after we're done this about that exact topic.
Interesting. Okay, we'll leave it. I take offense to it.
Well, the chat so far split at this point.
Oh, and Captain Logan comes in with a tip towards Dying Light 2. Now, Ryan, I need to say I have played a little bit of Pokemon Legends Arceus. I would probably be restarting because it's been some time. Yeah. Dying Light 2 is on PC, so I would be pushing all the frames and the teraflops and everything with my ultra wide.
Because here's the thing. I kind of agree with Captain Logan as well and the other people in chat. I think Dying Light 2, because it's a fresh experience, you'd probably have a better time with it.
Yeah.
Or not only that, but I just think it'd be more of your style game versus Pokemon Legends, I think. But that's just my 2 cents.
I like it. And Jace has my back as well. I played all of KOTOR and I did not love it like everybody
You
else.
even played it on stream.
That's right. And who knows? Maybe I'll play this on stream.
We got to watch you play Pazak on stream.
Terraflus. That's right. Oh my gosh, what a game. Yeah. Oh, BioWare, where have you gone? Dying Light 2, I probably paid... no, I got this one on sale. Yeah. So
even Charles chimes in with Dying Light 2.
Dying Light 2 is the winner. Congratulations. Nuts to Pokemon, Although I was a little excited about the prospect of Pokemon because I think that's the last Pokemon game that even kind of works.
That's not true. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet works great.
Moving on, Ryan.
All right,
that's my version anyways.
We got Fear or Fear 2 versus Need for Speed Unbound. I love the fact that you're just like, yeah, YOLO. I'm just going to put 2 games in here and I'll pick one of them.
At one point, I had any Doom game as an option, but I had to cut it down to 64 games.
You could have put Doom 64, though, as the 64th game.
Oh, man. Next time. Yeah.
You could.
This is what I should do all year, Ryan. I don't know why I do anything else. This is the tried and true methodology to choose the next game.
You really should. I don't even know why you use any other method to pick games.
It's so stupid. I love it so
I don't know.
much.
So we got a couple shout outs for Need for Speed in the chat, and Fear is an option. So Fear, of course, I'm guessing those would be 360 backwards compatible games for you, right?
Or PC. I actually bought them on PC as well. So yes, I have the 360 games, both of them, Fear or Fear 2 on disc. I just bought Fear 2. Well, actually, not just maybe a year ago. Fear 2 back compat digital. But yeah, I probably play on PC.
They have achievements, but a lot of people are saying Need for Speed, and I actually think Need for Speed Unbound is like a really good game that just a lot of people missed. So I actually think that might actually be a good pick here, despite the fact that I, Ryan Turford, actually love both Fear and Fear 2 a lot. Like I'm actually someone that's like kind of sad that we're not getting any more games in that series anymore.
I know.
Monolith is doing other stuff. But I think Need for Speed Unbound is kind of my pick too. But
is that what everybody's saying too? There's only one for Fear.
Couple for Fear. There's 2 for Fear. And
Robby Bobby Miller too.
Yeah.
Like my vote is actually Fear. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But Deshaun needs a racing game. I'm with you, Robby Bobby Miller. I'm kind of with you on that. I did win this though. This was a game I won from Waba over at Three Dads and a Console.
Then I will say, Sean, your personal interest factor does factor into this a little bit. Because if you're more interested in Fear 2,
yep,
I think that sways the over the audience a little bit.
Sorry, Need for Speed. Maybe better luck next year,
But better luck next year.
Although first round exit, it's like the Edmonton Oilers over here.
Yeah, I mean, you got to save yourself for the Forza Motorsport later this year, or the DLC for Horizon. But
that is uncertain. What is certain is the next round Fear 2 goes up against is going to be very difficult, Ryan.
Yeah, because it is Elden Ring versus Cult of the Lamb.
Holy crap, dude!
I think you played both of these games, though, right?
Yep. Yeah, I played, I think, like 20 hours maybe of Elden Ring. So that means I've beaten maybe a half a boss. If that makes any sense. And Cult of the Lamb, I'm about halfway through Cult of the Lamb. This is probably the one that I've played the most out of any of the games on this list.
Yeah. So then real talk, would you be starting over either of these games or both of these games?
Probably not.
If they got picked?
Sure. Let's just say yes. I'll commit to that. I would commit to starting over.
Okay. Because I was going to say, like, Cult of the Lamb, if you're halfway through it and you're going to pick up at the halfway point, like, you may as well, keep playing it. Yeah. I mean, who knows though? Who knows? It could be anything.
I love the chat is lighting up here. You guys are loving this, and I love it too.
I think the chat likes Cult of the Lamb a lot, except for
Joe. Yeah.
And to be fair, I'm actually in the Elden Ring camp too. I'm actually with Joe because I think Elden Ring is an amazing game. But I also know you played 20 hours of it, and I just don't know if you have even the desire to go back to it at this point.
I could flip a coin on this one, to be honest with you. Like both are Elden Ring. I love Elden Ring. I think it's great. And this is all just an attempt to finish a game. So Cult of the Lamb kind of edges it out because that's actually more possible.
Yeah.
I saw
that,
Joe after work playing. Yes.
The chat also seems to agree with Cult of the Lamb as well.
Yes, I would
So
say
I think
so
that's probably
too.
your pick.
All right, well, better luck next time. Elden Ring out in the first round. What is happening?
I mean, we got that DLC for Elden Ring coming later this year, Sean.
That's
which
true.
is exciting.
That's true.
All right.
Oh,
Next
you'll
up,
love this one.
The Gunk versus Final Fantasy IX. Of course, The Gunk, if most people don't know that game, that actually is the newest game from Image Inform, the maker of the Steam World games.
Yes.
It kind of flew under the radar though, because it came out in 2021 in December as a Game Pass, day and date game, and just nobody played it because it came out with at kind of the worst time.
Not even me.
Not even you.
No.
I don't. In fact, I don't know if any of us at Carpool played The Gunk. Maybe Seth.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if he did.
Feels like it'd be a backtrackers game.
Yeah. Whereas Final Fantasy IX, I only personally vote against it because I know you just came off a big JRPG.
Don't do that. Don't. That's okay.
Don't do
that's
that.
okay.
Take it out.
Don't.
Take it out.
That's you can vote how you like, but that shouldn't be a consideration.
Because Final Fantasy IX is a pretty impressive game, Sean. It's really, really, really good, and it holds up remarkably well over time as well. But it's a turn-based game. But it's got a great story, great cast of characters, fantastic music. The art style is just really good. And of course it's got achievements. So you gotta go with that at least. But
well, apparently the chat doesn't want me to pick a JRPG, Ryan.
No, they want The Gunk. So I mean, I think that's probably your answer.
Jace in the chat asked what JRPG is Sean coming off of. I just finished Fire Emblem Three Houses, if that counts.
Yep. 2018's.
Does that
Fire
count?
Emblem
That's JRPG, right?
Yeah, of course.
Turn-based tactics.
I mean, it's a tactical RPG, but it's a JRPG because it's an RPG from Japan.
I'm saying it all day, Babbitt. I don't care. JRPG.
Yeah.
Eat it. Okay, what are we doing? The chat wants Gunk.
The chat wants The Gunk. I mean, I actually probably think it's more realistic you'll finish The Gunk than Final Fantasy IX because that's a long game.
Yeah, I have it on Switch. I did buy it on the Swanch. Yep.
Yeah. So I'll say The Gunk. Why not?
All right, looks like that. Congratulations to The Gunk, another all-time greatest game. Like this is many people's favorite Final Fantasy game. You should also know I've yet to finish a Final Fantasy game.
That's also true, which is part of the reason I didn't pick it. Because again, the whole purpose of this exercise, Sean, is to try and find a game that you will realistically finish. And Final Fantasy IX is not the type of game I realistically see.
How many hours? How many hours is that?
It's like 60 hours.
Well, Fire Emblem was 50. Don't count me out.
That's true. There's also a collectible card game in Final Fantasy IX as well, just like
sign me up. Oh my gosh, you know how much I love that. Is it as good as the card game in Final Fantasy VIII that I know only a little bit about?
It's better than it.
Well, there you go. All right, Gunk. So long, Final Fantasy IX, best Final Fantasy of the series.
All right, this next one though, Battle of Two Titans, Tunic versus Recore.
This should be easy, right?
I'm so glad Recore's on this list because I kind of want it to win.
Oh, really? Oh, there it is. Okay. That's not what I
actually like that game a lot.
I like it too.
Recore, for folks that don't remember that game, a long time ago, created by the creator of the Mega Man series.
Mm-hmm.
It's like basically a 3D platforming game in the future where you take cores out of robots and then you do stuff with them.
Look at the chat, unanimous for Recore. I should also say maybe I shouldn't say anything about my take until I see more of the chat here. I have beaten Recore. This is the only game I've beaten before, but it's been remastered. It's been it's got patches and whatnot. So I think it's great. So actually I think Gears might be on here as well. There may be a couple games that so I've beaten that game as well. So it's maybe not the only one. But the chat is unanimous, dude. Everyone, I mean, Drellish wants me to play record, but everybody else says Recore.
I was gonna say Recore is a pretty darn good game, and Tunic is just, I don't know, I just didn't really like Tunic that much, so it's hard for me to recommend Tunic as a game
down
for you.
All right, well, congratulations to Recore, or Record if you like.
Or Record. All right, next up, we got Hellblade versus The Witcher 3. Now, again, I thought you'd played Hellblade before, right, Sean? Haven't you?
This is an interesting pairing because I've probably gotten through 20% of both games.
Okay.
Yeah. I've started The Witcher 3, I think like 3 times at this point.
Yeah. I mean,
so it might just not be for me. That's the other thing.
And then you've also got to consider, Sean, it might be nice to finish Hellblade before Hellblade 2 comes out later this year.
Might be nice.
Assuming, of course, it's coming out this year. But Sean and I both unanimously kind of think that Hellblade 2 is coming out this year. So it's like,
yes. Oh, that's a good point.
I think that plays into a little bit, which is why, from me, if you're going to ask me, in my opinion, I think Hellblade, because 1, it's way shorter than The Witcher, so I know you can finish it. And 2, we got the sequel on the horizon, and you're going to want to play it before Hellblade 2 comes out.
Seems the chat is leaning towards Hellblade as well. I see you, Stingray. Babbitt says Witcher. But everyone else, look at this. It's amazing how fired up everybody gets on this. We're still in the first round, you know. It's not even that spicy yet.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
I
some
can't see
real
says Hellblade. I think it's Hellblade.
I think it's
again.
Yeah.
This is amazing, though. I think it just goes to show the quality of the list of games, Ryan, that I have not played.
I mean, we're gonna get to some later where I'm just like, really, you haven't played that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's the list
gonna
right
come
there.
up.
All right, congratulations to Hellblade. Better luck next year. Witcher 3.
This is the battle of games you've actually played before. We got Cyberpunk 2077, aka the game that lost Sean $20 to Bad Bet, and then Mass Effect 2, which I know you've played before. I know you finished Mass Effect.
Yes, but not as the anniversary collection. So you and I both bought that when it first came out. I played through the first game, rekindled my love for Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2 is top 10 easy best games for me of all time. But I've not beaten Cyberpunk 2077, and it's got that Keanu Reeves in it. And from what I remember, no Keanu Reeves in Mass Effect 2.
Yeah. Not only that, but Cyberpunk runs really well now. Like and it was already like a game of the year caliber game when I first played it. Besides the technical issues, with all that out of the way, I actually think Cyberpunk's actually like a really good pick. Like, I think it's probably a stronger pick than Mass Effect 2 because, you know, Mass Effect 2, you already know what happens there. You've already, you know, done the mission at the end of the game. You've heard that amazing score in Mass Effect 2, but you haven't done all that in Cyberpunk yet. So
yeah, it looks bad. Just losing his mind in the chat. Looks like it's Cyberpunk. I apologize, Charles. I think you might have been the only one to say Mass Effect 2, and it pains me. Because Mass Effect 2 is a very special game.
I think it would be different if you hadn't played Mass Effect 2 ever before.
Oh, yeah. I think that would go all the way.
Brand new, that would be Mass Effect 2 all the way. But because you haven't played Cyberpunk yet, and because Cyberpunk is a really good game, that I have to give it to Cyberpunk 2.
All right. Well, let's Charles Welp.
All right. Next up, we got Spider-Man Miles Morales versus Demon Souls. Sean, why the heck have you not played Miles Morales yet? What's going on?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Why haven't I played any of these? These are all great games. Like how does anybody play all these games?
I guess, but you've got the battle of the PlayStation 5 launch exclusives, by the way, here, because they were both launch day exclusives for the PlayStation 5. I'm interested to see where the chat goes. I mean, I know my answer.
I also have Miles Morales on PC, so I could be playing that with the ultra wide business as well. So that could be interesting. Demon Souls could make up for the Elden Ring getting booted out earlier, though.
Maybe.
So very interesting.
Maybe, but that's not the only like tough style game, or even the last Souls-like game on this list.
That's true. That's true. I'm not in Bad Bit's good books right now.
No, yeah, he also is just
me.
You know, stunned like me that you haven't played a certain game here.
Has anybody been listening to this show for the last like 6 years? Okay, like there's a documented record of the games that I've played and not played. You know,
yeah, that's true. I mean,
like
we got to move on, here. But I think Miles Morales, Sean, come on, please.
Spidey, okay. Yeah.
Who are we getting ourselves here? It's not.
All right. So long, Demon Souls. Better luck next time. This one is not as consequential, I don't think, Ryan.
No. Next up, we got Ace Combat 7 versus Spiritfarer. I'm actually surprised you didn't play Spiritfarer because that was a Backtrackers game at one point.
Yeah, I probably should do that more often.
Yeah. Ace Combat 7, I know you love that game. But you've also played it already. So I wonder what the chat thinks before we move past this one. Unless you want to move past
losing player cred, says Trellish. Yeah, this is me just like, you know, opening my robe for all to see.
Yeah. Bad Bit in with the vote.
Neither. Wow.
Yeah. Don't play either of them, apparently.
I'm trying to remember if I had this,
though.
I think I have this on PC, and I have a joystick. I have a flight stick that I might want to use. But everybody's saying Spiritfarer. Okay, so
I thought for a second there you're going to say you use the flight stick with Spiritfarer.
Spiritfarer, yes. I should just use. I'll be like that kind of gamer that uses ridiculous controllers for games that they don't fit with. So looks like Spiritfarer. Oh, Ace Combat says Luke in the chat.
Yeah,
welcome on.
I mean, Ace Combat's great, but you've already played Ace Combat.
Not all the way, but you're right. I have played a bunch of it.
Yeah,
but I've played a little bit of Spiritfarer as well in my dabbling days. But now I'm looking for a committed relationship, Ryan. That's why this is such a big deal.
It's true.
Yeah, I'm looking to settle down until death or roll credits do us part.
Yep. I mean, Draw says get the tissues out for Spiritfarer. So,
all right,
I guess that's the winner.
Spiritfarer it is. Goodbye,
Woohoo!
Flying game.
All right, next up, we got Gears 5 versus Returnal. Of course, important to note, Sean reviewed Gears 5 with me, so he's definitely played it before.
Yes, I was able to meet the creator of it as well. Well, not creator. I didn't meet Cliffy B, but Rob Ferguson.
Yeah,
good man. Yes.
Whereas Returnal, brand new experience for Sean. Roguelike game.
Yeah.
So, it's got all that going for it.
It's winning in the chat here.
It's also winning by a landslide in the chat at this point.
Bad Bet not happy with me. Just that I haven't played it. I have like kids to raise, and I do a poor enough job of that as it is. So give me a break.
Yeah.
A lot of balls up in the air.
Be fed, Sean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We could co-op, says Bad Bet for Returnal. I mean, we could co-op Gears 5 as well.
I'm actually pretty sure Returnal is co-op now.
There you go. Okay. I think that's an easy win.
I think it's a slam dunk because you've already played Gears.
Well, earlier I had mentioned that I was able to remove some games from this list. I changed 4 to 5. Earlier it was 4, and I did play that last year, and it was great. And I really enjoy playing games that I know that I like. So people should just keep that in mind. Yeah. Go back to Animal Crossing, says Drellish. Not a chance. Sorry.
All right, next up, this is an interesting one. Marvel's Midnight Suns versus Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Fun fact about this, one night when we were playing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, we got Sean to buy Tiny Tina's Wonderland on stream with us because we were all going to play together, and then Sean never played it with us.
Nope, that was it. A couple hours. I did, back then, like I think most PC games, it didn't work very well. I had serious performance issues, but I think it's patched up. But and also Midnight Suns, I got gifted to me. Actually, it was I won a prize.
You won the Dapper Tux getaway.
Yep, that's right.
Just like I got it gifted with me because I bought a new PC and it came with Marvel's Midnight Suns. So it's just
look at that.
Look at us.
Look at us.
I haven't played Midnight Suns either. This is one of the ones where I was like really excited about it last December, but it just came out at a time where there was too much stuff to play at that point. But I do want to get to it at some point because I do really want to play it.
There's a bit of a split in the chat. Midnight Suns is mostly winning, but Drellish and Charles, edging for Tiny.
I think with Tiny Tina, you've got to find a group of people to play with for it to be worth it. So as long as we can find that, I think it's great. I think that game's awesome. And Garrett, I know, just finished it recently. Him and I talked about it on RPG Cave last week. But he also really liked Tiny Tina because he played it on Steam Deck. He was telling me. So.
Drellish says too long is Midnight Suns. I think Drellish is channeling his inner Yoda.
It is a long game. It is also a tactical RPG as well.
Which I just did. Yeah.
Which you just did.
I'm kind of I kind of want to shoot something, I guess, to your question earlier. The chat is totally split on this. Every time a Midnight Suns and a Bowser comes in with a Tina, then Stingray.
Yeah, I think it's split enough where I think, Sean, you kind of have to give the edges to what you're more in the.
What do you say? What do you say? What's your vote?
I mean, honestly, I would say probably Midnight Suns.
All right, well, there it is.
Well, there you go. But it's close. It's on the edge. And I think Tiny Tina would get the edge if I knew you had like a group to play with. Because I know you would enjoy that more. But
no more RPGs? I don't I think
no, there's more.
Maybe one or two down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Next up, we got Death's Door versus BioShock Infinite. I'm guessing BioShock Infinite's a replay.
That is a replay. Yes. I've played through a portion of Death's Door. I don't know how far I ended up getting there. And honestly, I could even maybe even go like any BioShock game. I put one just specifically, but I could replay any of the three.
Yeah. What is
isn't
the
Midnight
chat?
Suns a TRPG?
I mean, yes, it technically is.
think
Well,
it's an
actually,
ARPG.
that category, Midnight Suns and Tiny Tina's Wonderland, those were all RPGs. So one RPG would have made it to the next round. So it just happened to be Midnight Suns.
Maybe discussion for the episode 1 of the RPG cave, Ryan.
Maybe. But it looks like a lot of people say Death's Door in the chat.
Death's Door, look at that. No kidding. All right, let's do it. Donnie will be pleased. Donnie Reese from PSVG loves this game.
Hey, absolutely.
All right.
Next up, speaking of RPGs, Sean, we got Xenoblade Chronicles 3 versus Red Dead 2. And I know if Quagmire was here.
Yes.
I know what Quagmire would vote for.
Nagachaka
Quagmire would be like, Red Dead 2.
This is the Nagachaka bracket right here.
This is.
Nagachaka loves both these games.
The only thing missing from this bracket to make it the true Nagachaka bracket is Nier Automata.
I know, right? Oh, is that even in here? I should have included that. Shoot.
I don't think it is.
That's okay.
It's fine. Time. You never need to go back to that game. You've already rolled credits on it once.
I know, Charles, 2 of the longest games ever are here randomly selected against each other.
Yeah.
Chat is split, Ryan.
I'm not going to lie, Sean. I hate Red Dead 2.
Oh, snap.
So I don't know if I ever want to wish that game upon anyone else. But I know there are some people that really like Red Dead 2. But I could not get into that game. And to be fair, I put the time in. I gave it 30 hours. And I was like, yep, this is definitely not grabbing me and I can't do it anymore.
Shoot, man. This one is tough. Red Dead, for some reason, I feel like I kind of just want to sit back and chill. And I did just play 3 Houses. Not that it's not even really close to the gameplay of Xenoblade.
No, it was another JRPG, just like Xenoblade Chronicles.
That's true. That's true. I can't believe you keep saying the acronym, Ryan. I think we're getting kicked off the internet at some point here. This is a tough one. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a snooze fest, says Bad Bit.
I was gonna say Bad Bit I know is on the same side of history as I am on Red Dead.
Captain Logan and Bowser both go Red Dead. Drellish says Xenoblade. So I don't know, dude.
Yeah. Robby Miller just says Octopath Traveler 2.
Sure, let's break the whole system.
Break the whole system down.
We need to flip a coin.
I actually think it's possible you actually might like Red Dead 2, though, despite the fact that Bad Bit and I don't like it. So
it's possible. It's possible.
So I guess this comes down to you.
I'll give the edge. I'll give the edge to Red Dead. I'm curious about this, and there's a few games in here that like I haven't gotten around to that I've wanted to, but for whatever reason just haven't pulled the trigger on it. This is one of those games. Yeah. I played it when it first came out for a little bit, but jumped off because it was like, holiday season and there's 1,000 things coming out. So I wasn't able to dedicate time to it. So not that I can now, but we'll see. I am committing to this relationship, Ryan, whatever the outcome.
100%.
All right. This one pains me a little bit. If you can't tell, that's why I'm hanging on it. But goodbye, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'm sure no one will be upset about that choice.
Yeah, but this one's dedicated to Luke Lore. This one we dedicate to Luke.
All right, so here we go. We got Wulong Fallen Dynasty coming out on March 3rd, or Crackdown 3. What's gonna win this category? I'm curious to know. Now, I'm doing this thing like it's so easily going to be one game or the other, but I'm actually on the side of the camp that is like Luke Lore. It actually likes Crackdown 3. Yeah, because I reviewed it over at Game Moose, John. I did an entire article and then we did an entire podcast about it. And I actually liked that game despite all the dumb bugs and glitches in that game. So there you go.
And I think now would be a great time for me or anyone to jump into Crackdown. Like it's outside of like, who cares? Yeah. Like when it came out, it was one of the first 3 games that was into Game Pass day and date. Remember, it was like this and Sea of Thieves and the zombie State of Decay.
State of Decay 2.
Yeah. Those were the first ones. So yeah, I don't know. It seemed like it had more expectation to it. Yeah. Crackdown 3 is so long, too difficult for Sean. Drellish is leaning into me. This is a late evening for you.
I mean, Drellish. Crackdown 3 is just stupid fun. It's just very, very silly. And you just have to be in the mood for that kind of game, I think.
I'm down for it, dude. The chat is split, but I gotta say, as excited as I am for Wulong and as much great things that you just said about it with your demo experience, I think we're going to give the edge there, even though, chat's pretty well split.
Yeah, chat's pretty
all right, Crackdown. Crackdown moves on. Elden Ring did not.
Oh my God. Crackdown 3 won a round, but Elden Ring could not.
Oh my God. We'll probably have to pick it up here. We probably should.
Yeah. All right. Next Machina versus Matterfall. Sean, you've already played Next Machina, and I don't like Matterfall. So Matterfall it is.
All right. Matterfall it is. It's amazing the PlayStation games get paired up again.
All
right, Robby Bobby Miller. This one's for you, buddy.
Warframe versus Spyro trilogy.
One of the Spyro games in the trilogy.
What's it going to be? I think Warframe is what I would say.
So how do I, this is very much in here because of Robby Bobby Miller. How do I beat Warframe?
You don't. It's a live service.
I just play it for like 20 hours or something like that. Like, that's my only thing here. I know everybody's saying, but Robby, I don't know how to do this with this game. Maybe Robby Bobby Miller and I can find another time for Warframe.
I think then maybe Spyro then.
I think we'll do Spyro because I just don't know how to make it work.
But just don't make Robby Bobby Miller wait forever for Warframe.
I'm sorry. You win just by playing it. That put it on the box, dude. I love it. All right.
That's how Jace feels about Destiny. So
that's true. Well, and I almost put Destiny on here as well, but similar thoughts. So I just wanted to honor RBM.
All right. Immortals Phoenix Rising versus The Darkness. Man, The Darkness is such a good game.
Yeah, we're doing The Darkness. No, that's a quick one. The Darkness is winning. Sorry, chat. We're gonna move through this a little bit faster because we'll get back to the deliberating and voting in the next set. I think. Yes.
Triangle Strategy or Atomic Heart. I mean, you're the #1 Triangle Strategy fan. You've never played.
That's an automatic first round win for Triangle Strategy. Sorry, Atomic Heart.
Next up, Chorus versus Terminator Resistance. Luckily, you have Ryan Turford on the show to see Terminator Resistance.
No question. Dude, I bought this on PlayStation and Xbox for some stupid reason. So I'm playing. I got to play that game. Although
I kind of want you to just play it at this point and stream it because I think
just go for it. Yeah.
All right. Next up, Neo versus Tony Hawk. I'm guessing that's the remake of Tony Hawk.
Yeah, we're doing. I think Tony Hawk. I think Tony Hawk's gonna win this one.
Cool. Tony Hawk it is.
Like whatever.
No, I think it actually fits better with the Sean Capri mentality.
I think so too. Yeah, I don't know how I'd beat that, but we'll see.
Dusk, an Elysian Tale, I think, versus
that's Dust.
Oh,
Dusk is a boomer shooter, as they say, Ryan.
Okay. I don't know what Dusk is.
Kind of thing.
So versus Dodgeball Academia. I know what that game is, but I don't know what Dusk is. So I'll let you choose this one.
I think I'm gonna go with Dusk. This is the round of D's, and I'm gonna go with what Donnie would say. I'm gonna go with Dusk. But
Donnie's name also starts with a D.
That's just it. Oh, look at this. The chat is split too. Okay, sorry, Dodgeball Academia. That does look like a cool game.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be a Backtrackers game at one point.
Boomer shooter is offensive.
All right, so we got Outriders. Or the Ascent. I'm going to say Outriders DLC is actually really good.
It's the only one I would have to buy of all the games on this list. I do not own it right now.
But it's on sale. Like it's half off right now, I think. So I think it's like 27 Canadian dollars. So
all right, Outriders, let's go. Yes, I don't think the Ascent is good from what I remember people saying.
That's why I'm like 100% it's Outriders.
I just wanted to see what if people were right or wrong about that. Yeah. Outriders won, so people are happy about that.
God of War Ragnarok versus, I'm guessing, Baldur's Gate 1?
Yeah, I bought
Baldur's Gate 1.
Oh, snap! What? I mean, I don't God of War out like that?
You've said that it's on multiple podcasts. I don't like God of War Ragnarok. Ooh. But at the same time, I know it's a game you'd probably like, Sean. So, I don't know.
Might have to go with chat on this. Baldur's Gate might be one of the most difficult games on this list.
Look at that. I can't see agrees with me. Baldur's Gate 1.
What? God of War. I think I'm going with God of War.
Yeah, probably.
I actually think I might need someone holding my hand with both.
You can't let God of War and Elden Ring both lose in the first round.
I know, right? All right. The internet is keeping up with us here. We're hitting save
until the tournament bracket breaks.
Yes.
You've submitted too many results.
Next. We can see what's next here.
I see what's next. Metroid Prime Remastered versus Diablo 2 Resurrected.
Good God.
Diablo 2, I love you, but it has to be Metroid Prime Remastered. Has to be.
Oh, that because
you've never played Metroid Prime before, right, Sean?
I've not, but Diablo 2.
Diablo 2 is great, but man, Metroid Prime Remastered is so good. Like it's probably one of the best games I've ever played.
Everyone in the chat, but Diablo 4 is coming out later this year, and if I don't play
but you can just play Diablo 4 with me.
Dang it. Why do I buy so many games? Look at all I own these games.
But it only takes like 10
cash
hours
for them.
to beat Metroid Prime, and then you can play Diablo after.
All right. Oh, Diablo.
You can even play with me
that
if
one
you want to
hurt.
play Diablo with me.
That one hurt. Everybody in the chat except Robby Bobby Miller. I'm sorry, dude.
All right. Next up, Fallout New Vegas versus Pentiment. Have you played New Vegas before, Sean?
Nope.
Cool. New Vegas.
All right.
Again, Pentiment, I love you, but no. Next up, Alien Isolation versus Hitman 3. Ryan Turford's on this panel. You know what I'm picking, Sean.
I'm with you, dude. Alien Isolation. I've never beaten it. I actually hope this one goes far. Robby Bobby Mill with the follow. Yes. Lachlan in the chat says this is actually where to go. This is actually a good idea. I should do this for my backlog. Yes, this is a great. It's not even just a good idea, Ryan. This is a great idea.
You know what we should do,
Super
Sean?
fun.
If there's no news next week, do you want to do a Ryan Turford tournament bracket to see
Yes.
what I get to commit to
Yes,
next?
that would be
because that would be
great.
super interesting and weird.
Yep.
So
this chat is nuts.
all right. Next up, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond versus Trek to Yomi. Neither one, I'm laughing because neither of these are good choices. I'm going to say
gets a
Pokemon
second
Brilliant
chance.
Diamond.
All right, yeah, I'm with you on that. That's cool.
Trek to Yomi just seemed to be
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is an Xbox show.
All right.
These next games are on Xbox.
Resident Evil 2 versus Batman Arkham City. Now, it's important to note Sean's beaten the Leon side, but never the Claire side of Resident Evil. So that's what you've been playing.
I would also play 3. I would also consider 3 if we want to. If this got far enough, I would.
I mean, if you're asking me, it's Resident Evil 2.
Okay.
But
or replay Arkham City.
Yeah. I mean, also Resident Evil 4 is coming out this month. Are you going to play that at all?
Yeah, I think so. Well, who knows, dude? I honestly could do this all year. I could do this list. This is how we choose games.
You probably don't need any other games because you've got 64 right here.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I've been saying that for years. And oh my gosh, Resident Evil 4 is this month.
Yeah, it's literally out like in.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, I know
right.
I'm playing it, but I'm also #1 Resident Evil fan at Carpool. So
RE2.
Yeah.
All right.
RE2.
Yep.
Because the Claire campaign is actually way better than Leon's, and it's a crime actually that you haven't played through it. And then Resident Evil 3 is good too.
My bad.
Next up, Monster Hunter Stories 2 versus Riders Republic. Again, I love you, Riders Republic, but it's got to be Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Oh, but it runs so bad on Switch. But okay, bye, Riders Republic. Another game that I won.
Yep. Next up, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga or Sonic Frontiers. You've played through both these games. We haven't finished them, right?
I played a touch of both, probably the first like 2 hours of both. And this is amazing, this matchup, Ryan. I'm underwhelmed by both. So I actually kind of don't care. I guess Sonic Frontiers would be the most fresh of the two.
Yeah. I think
Sonic, says Lachlan. Yeah.
I also think Sonic's just a better game than Lego.
Yeah. Sonic. Chat agrees. Agrees. I think chat realizes how quickly we're moving through this. They're not thinking about it as much now. They're just firing it away.
Next up, Guardians of the Galaxy versus Marvel's Avengers.
How did that happen? That was random. This pairing. These are random pairings. How did these games get paired up against each other? That's amazing.
I don't know, but you never played the Avengers campaign.
Yeah, and I think they're
kind of
turning
want
it off,
you to play that at some point because it's really good. But Guardians of the Galaxy is also really good.
Robby Bobby Miller says Guardian. I got to give Robby Bobby Miller at least one.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep going. I feel like we're.
I mean, if Luke was still here and paying attention, he would be on my side with Avengers.
Marvels. Well, we just gave Luke Sonic Frontiers. So
yeah.
All right, Guardians of the Galaxy. It is. Babbitt says GOG. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. Now we're going back to the top of the list, Sean.
This is the first round is over. Yeah. Second round. There are 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And it's important to note we've been going for an hour now, Sean. So
yeah, we're good. I'm good if you're good.
Oh, I'm good too. I just wanted to make sure. So
all right, well, now it gets interesting.
Yeah. Right, so first up, we'll start with Shadow Complex versus Dying Light 2.
Ooh.
And Sean, do we want to focus a little bit more on getting votes from the
these
chat?
can still be. I think these can still be kind of quick.
Okay, cool. Because I think from this one, it's probably Dying Light 2. Shadow Complex, fantastic Metroidvania, but Dying Light 2 is a new game.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. Dying Light. Robby Bobby Miller, Shadow Complex.
I just think you'd enjoy it more. As much as I like Shadow Complex, I think you'd enjoy Dying Light 2 more.
I want to play a little something on my PC as well. So
I also just want you to play something that you're going to enjoy instead of KOTOR. So there's that.
Shadow Complex is so much better, says Jace. Oh, too bad.
Yeah. Next up, Fear 2 versus Call to the Lamb. I mean, I'm going to go.
I'm picking this one. 2. I'm going Fear. Sorry, Cult of the Lamb. I'm going with my games from the mid 2000s, man. Holy cow!
All right,
All right.
The Gunk versus Recore. I know if the chat had the chance to vote, it would probably be Recore. I also say Recore over the Gunk.
Man, who would have thought? God of War, right? Did God of War Ragnarok make it through? I think it did. Okay, we're going through Recore. So long the Gunk. So. Yeah. We're not into anything too crazy.
Oh, this is interesting. Hellblade versus Cyberpunk 2077. Because this is an interesting one. Because Cyberpunk is an amazing game that you haven't played.
Yeah,
but Hellblade's also amazing. But the sequel's coming out later this year. Assuming.
Can I be honest with you actually on this one?
Is it?
And I know Cyberpunk will take me quite a bit longer. But I feel like I've got enough of Hellblade's gameplay and kind of its mythos and everything that honestly, I feel like I could just like watch a YouTube video for the ending and then go into the next one.
That makes sense. If you feel that way, then Cyberpunk for sure. Because that's like, again, Cyberpunk's like a game of the year quality game that you just haven't played. It's so good.
I think that's going to be the one, especially if The Witcher was out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we'll sneak in Hellblade later on this year. But I mean, there's 63 other games that will not win.
This next one is a slam dunk for me, but we'll read it anyways. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, or Spiritfarer. Come on, it's Miles Morales. Sean.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. What are we doing here? Next up, Returnals versus Marvel's Midnight Suns. This is a tough one. Did you saying Returnal, Sean?
I think it's just Returnal. Yeah.
Midnight Suns might be too long and too close to what you just played, I think
that's a big factor. Yes. Spidey, yes, everybody.
Returnal's really fun. Again, I just played it on PC. It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Why am I forgetting the
Spiritfarer doesn't deserve you, Shauna, says Luckleth.
Well, I cry at Disney movies with my kids, so I don't need that game in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm watching the Lego move and bawling my eyes out.
Death's Door versus Red Dead 2.
Oh, snap.
Honestly, I'm kind of vote for Red Dead 2 on this one, despite, my misgivings with Red Dead 2. I just think you would actually probably enjoy Red Dead 2, believe it or not. So
I think I might,
because I'm thinking from Sean's perspective and not my perspective here. So I have to take my internal biases out of it a little bit.
Yeah, Death's Door with Cult of the Lamb and Death's Door. I don't know if it's just because these are posters on Donnie's wall that I think of these as paired up together. I do feel bad, but that both are going in the same round. But I think
you've also already played Death's Door. You haven't played Red Dead at all.
Yeah. Well, not all of it.
Oh my God. This next matchup, I can't believe this is a second round matchup. Crackdown 3 versus Matterfall. I mean, Luke Lore and I would both say Crackdown 3, Sean.
Yeah. I think I'm with you on that.
2 of 3 Xbox co-hosts.
Well, what's the developer for Matterfall?
It's the same developer as
Resogun and everything.
Returnal. Yeah.
Who the heck is it?
Housemarque.
Thank you.
I knew it began with an H. I was blanking on it.
Yes, I'm obviously the number one fan of Housemarque. Okay, Returnal goes through, Matterfall does not. Crackdown 3 beats it. Here we are. Who knew? Ryan?
Crackdown 3 made it to the third round. Didn't expect that one. Next up, Spyro versus the Darkness.
This is tough.
It's not tough for me.
Darkness,
100%.
I kind of want to play Spyro.
I mean, then go with your gut. Go with your gut, Sean.
Oh, that one hurts. Spyro could be just kind of. I could see Spyro going far. I'm not gonna lie. I could see Spyro going the distance.
Well, will it be Triangle Strategy or Terminator Resistance? Because Sean, you may be the number one Triangle Strategy fan, but God, I really want you to play Terminator Resistance.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Terminator. Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah,
I'm with
you.
Again,
if Luke Lore was keeping up with the chat right now, he'd be very excited.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Well, here's a bunch of stuff for oldies like us.
Tony Hawk versus Dusk.
Going Dusk.
Yeah. Going Dusk.
I think it's going to.
I like Tony Hawk a lot,
but Tony Hawk was the game that made me realize that my Elite was broken. My Elite controller, because you have to hold down the A button, and dude would just like start to jump all the time, and it's because the connection was breaking down.
Yeah.
Drellish continues to vote for Ragnarok. I'm not sure.
We're not there.
Understands how
I can't see backing me up on Terminator. So thank God.
There you go. Yeah, I actually, I kind of hope that one goes far as well. But wait, what just happened?
You just voted for Dusk.
That's okay, good. Yeah, sorry.
We're at Outriders DLC, Outriders ends World Slayer or God of War Ragnarok. Yeah,
I'm going God of War.
Just pick Ragnarok. Again, and
Yeah.
World Slayer is actually really
Respect.
good, but I don't think
I did really like the first part of Outriders. Very
this
good.
one's
I
easy
actually even like the
to-
story. Oh, okay.
Fallout New Vegas is
Ooh.
great, but Metro Prime Remastered is one of the best games ever made.
Yeah,
you
that
haven't
one's gonna
played
go far, and people are gonna get your votes ready, everyone, because that one's gonna
Yeah.
be, I think,
And
maybe
and
going
yes,
to the end.
fans, we will get back to voting probably in the next round or the
Yes,
round after.
yeah, I would say so
But
too.
Alien Isolation versus Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Come on, it's Alien Isolation, Sean. What are we
Oh,
even doing?
Pokemon, we hardly knew you.
Yeah. Resident Evil 2 versus Monster Hunter Stories. Yeah, it's Resident Evil 2. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Goodbye.
agree with you.
It's funny how it seems more clear in the second round for some of these who struggled with the first round because they're just
there were some tough matchups in the first round. I think that plays into it a little bit. But Sonic Frontiers versus Guardians of the Galaxy. This one's a close one.
Yep.
My edge would actually be for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So long, Sonic Frontiers, the game that I paid for to play, the game that I won as a prize.
Yep.
That's the really sad part. Like, people can make fun all they want of the games that I haven't gotten around to, but what this really is just like a tabulation of games I paid for but not played. I don't get every game for free.
Nope. You got to pay for some of these, like your copy of Fear.
Most
and Fear
of
2.
these, yeah, most of these are paid for.
Yeah. All right.
Dying Light and Fear or Fear 2.
We've hit the Sweet 16, Sean. The horror matchup of all horror matchups: Dying Light 2 versus Fear or Fear 2.
Oh my gosh, this is difficult.
Yeah, it really is. Because
Fear has a gun called the Penetrator, Ryan.
Yeah, you could stick people to walls in it. And then in Fear 2, they bring back the Penetrator again, and then they make it the Super Penetrator.
That's like going from Nintendo to Super Nintendo. You just throw the word super on it, and it's like, well, that's
all
one.
you need. That's all you need to do.
I also feel like I can finish Fear.
You really, you can. Dying Light 2 is apparently super long.
Chat is split here. Yeah.
So then it comes down to
Fear. I think Fear is getting it.
Because I didn't want to say it, but I also was in the Fear camp too, actually.
Chat, last chance. I don't see anything, so we'll keep going. Fear.
Move
Congratulations,
along.
Fear or Fear 2.
Oh my god. Next up, we got Recore versus Cyberpunk 2077. Can Recore be stopped, Sean? Can it?
Yeah. If Recore wins this, I feel like we should just play Recore now.
Yeah. We'll just boot up the live stream right now and just start playing Recore instead.
I have played Recore before.
That's true. That does play into it a little bit. And I already see.
Played. Oh, chat
split. For a second there,
split down the middle here. Yes, we're gonna hang on this for a second.
I thought it was going in, but no. Now we've got 3 votes for Recore with
Recore because Charles picked it.
If Bad was still here, though, he would have said Cyberpunk.
There's Captain Logan, and Captain Logan basically votes for Badbit and Luke.
Yeah,
I think that's how that works.
That is kind of how that works.
I think we're going Cyberpunk 2077. I got to see that Keanu Reeves, man. I nearly fainted when he told us all we were breathtaking.
In person, you were right there.
Yes, I was there. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep. All right.
Battle of the PlayStation exclusives: Spider-Man Miles Morales versus Returnal. I mean, for me, you've already hovered over the one I was going to suggest.
I think this is a Spidey. Yes.
Yeah.
I do want to play Returnal. Like, sometimes these quick decisions aren't like it's not a slight against the other one. It's just kind of like, that's just what my gut is going with.
Well, eventually you're going to have to whittle these down to one game, Sean.
I know. That's
right. They can't all be winners. They can't all be winners.
Yep. Actually, majority of them are going to be losers, big fat losers. Here's a bunch of sequels, Ryan.
Red Dead 2 versus Crackdown 3. I mean, Crackdown 3 would win if you still had that award-winning online multiplayer that harnessed the power of the cloud. But they shut that off, so you can't actually play that anymore.
That's right.
Can
I be honest with you?
What is it, John?
I'm feeling the Crackdown.
Feeling the Crackdown of Crackdown?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what it is. It just seems like it's the
Crackdown
same. It's the same as the Spyro energy. Like, let me just kind of play something fun. I guess I'm coming to realize what your question was getting at the start. Like, do I have a mood? I guess I do. I didn't think that I did, but I think we're seeing it here.
I think that plays into it a little bit. But yeah, lots of people saying Crackdown in the chat, Sean.
Look at the chat. Everybody love Crackdown. Could go, dude. Like, oh man. Oh, it's got a tough matchup next though.
Now, speaking of fun games, Sean.
Oh,
Spyro versus Terminator Resistance. I mean, my vote is Terminator Resistance.
Oh, this is tough.
And I can actually vouch for the fact that it's also just dumb fun sometimes in that game too. So
how long is it? How long is Terminator?
you can get all the achievements in 8 hours.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's not a long game.
That actually sounds great.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been wanting to play. Look, chat says Spyro though. Not a single Terminator.
That's because Luke's not here.
Chat. That's true.
He would agree with me.
I know, that's so funny that we kind of know what people would vote for if they.
Well, I know he was like the other person on Twitter who I know played that game and liked it like I did. But
oh man,
no, you got to go with what your gut, because again, both of these are fun, kind of turn your brain off kind of games. So I actually think you're okay with either one.
Everyone says Spyro in the chat.
That's fine.
Terminator will be back. Lachlan with a comment of the night. That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Sean. Now, do you go with something fun or do you go with God of War Ragnarok? Because I think that's
oh damn.
Because I think God of War can be fun too, but it's not like if you want dumb fun, then that's probably what Dusk is. So it just kind of depends on what your heart is feeling for this one.
I don't even know if it's my heart, but it's more my anticipating the shade. If I don't pick God of War Ragnarok, like I'm hearing like the Donnies, I'm hearing the Devons, like basically all of PSVG.
You see this as if it might not lose eventually.
That's true. Yeah, everybody says God of War in the chat.
Okay.
Most people, I can't see says Dusk, so I think we got to give God of War a bit of a shot. Although I feel like this is a pity vote. Not gonna lie, I feel like I should play this.
Like it sounds like you personally don't want to play it, but you feel bad for not letting it, win.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick Dusk. Goodbye, God of War Ragnarok. Yeah, I made up my mind. All right, Ryan. Oh, Ryan, deal with this. This is 100%. Sorry, chat. Chat. Please let us know what you think. This is up to Ryan. This is absolutely up to Ryan. Please, Ryan, let the audio listeners know. I kind of want. So we got Metroid Prime Remastered versus Alien Isolation, and I want to let some chat ones come in first before I give you Ryan's decree, because these are some of your favorite games. I feel like if I don't pick Alien Isolation now, I will never get the chance again to make you play that game. But I love that so much. But at the same time, also Metroid Prime is so good too. So I'm like, I can also talk about Alien Isolation on this show. Not sure if I would be talking about it's on Metroid Switch Prime. What's on Switch? No, I'm saying on the Xbox Drive. Like that's the other thing to consider is. You know, I've got two other co-hosts on the Nintendo Drive. They can talk about Switch games. I can because Metroid Prime you have to play on Switch. That's right. Do you really want to play a Switch game at this point, Sean? I don't know. I don't know. Alien? Chad is going Prime. Chad is going Prime, but this is up to you. Going Prime, but I actually kind of want Alien Isolation to win, so I'm gonna give it my vote. All right, Alien. If not now, then never, says Drellish. At this point, because I know Metroid Prime will get another chance. You'll do another tournament bracket at some point with Metroid Prime. I think next. I think that's the other thing that I should commit to on this is that after this we just do this again. Yeah, absolutely. All right, maybe the entire year. Maybe it's a Patreon goal. That could be something we put into our hat. Right? Yeah. All right. Next up, Resident Evil 2 versus Guardians of the Galaxy. This is a tough one too, actually. We're getting there. You've played Resident Evil 2 already, and Resident Evil 4 is coming out this month. Mm-hmm. So I personally probably lean towards Guardians because I know you'll play Resident Evil 4. Yeah. So maybe, and because you've already played Resident Evil 2 already. So, yes, the first, Leon's. Yeah. Yeah. Despite the fact that Claire's campaign is amazing and easily worth the price of admission, I'm going to say Guardians. Guardians, it is GOV. Trellis, what's GOV? I don't know, but good luck, Guardians of the Galaxy versus Alien Isolation. I don't know if you're gonna have a chance in that one, but we'll see. What a bracket! All right, we've been moving quickly, Ryan. We're now into I think slow quarterfinals. Top 8. We're in the top 8 now. Fear 2 versus Cyberpunk 2077. What does the chat say on this one? Fear or Fear 2, Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, one has a does Cyberpunk have a penetrator? I feel like it might. It really doesn't. Oh. I mean, how do I say this without getting kicked off the internet?
You don't need the penetrator to
I see what you're saying.
yeah, you know what I mean.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can select. Yeah,
you can select
modifications. Yes, I
Yeah.
see what you're.
Yeah.
Oh man, Charles says fear, so Lachlan says fear. Drellish is cyberpunk. I can't see says Keanu. We're split. Is that?
Yeah, we're split on this one.
Keanu is. Oh God.
Now I will say, knowing your mood that you want something more, lighthearted or not like a super long experience, I think Fear of Fear 2 would actually fit better in that.
I cannot believe how far this game is going, dude. I think
You might win.
Yeah, Fear had a couple of votes anyways. I mean, Locklith was pretty locked in, if you will.
I see what you did there.
Fear, we're going Fear. Okay, sorry, Cyberpunk.
We're locking it in.
All right, this is a tough one, Ryan. A bunch of open world.
Is it tough?
Yep.
Spider-Man Miles Morales versus Crackdown 3. Is this one actually a tough one? Because, I mean, it's...
Probably should play
it's
Spidey,
Miles
right?
Morales.
Yeah, probably should play Spidey. But I did want to play Crackdown. And shout out to Crackdown, man, making it to the quarterfinals.
I was going to say, the fact that it made it this far is a testament to, things.
Yep. Yeah. And the cloud. It's a testament to the cloud and the Xbox One.
All right. Next up, we got Spyro and we got Dusk.
Oh, this is Spyro.
Yeah,
Spyro's going to have to take this one. I really do want to play Dusk. I do. Oh, this is as nice as it is going to be to have the clarity on what game I'm playing next. It's heartbreaking to say goodbye to all these games, Ryan.
Yeah. For at least for this tournament bracket. We'll come back to the tournament bracket at some point.
Yes. Well, now I just got to quit my job so that I can actually play games like Kevin from Save the Game Media.
Yep. Next up, Alien Isolation versus Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm voting for, Sean. You know what I'm voting for.
Apparently, I've given the score 6 to Alien Isolation. I think it's going to be Alien Isolation on this one.
Yeah. It's so different from anything I know that you're usually playing, and I also know you'd probably really like that game.
I might. I know it's like I remember Ryan McCaffrey reviewing this, talking about how it's a little long. It kind of hangs around a little.
Yeah,
bit
it's longer than it should be. But
right.
Yeah, because it's like 15 to 20 hours to finish it.
Yeah, I think we're going Alien. I'm in the mood for Alien Isolation. I kind of want to even do get my headset going and get in the mood for it. I kind of
want you to stream the game, but having you sit in the dark while playing it with headphones on.
Yeah, that'd be neat. Yeah, if I'm in the dark, then nobody can see how rosy I am.
Neat. But next up, the final four, Sean. Fear or Fear 2 versus Spider-Man Miles Morales.
This could be the end.
Is it actually the end of Fear? Are you actually going to give it to Spider-Man? Spider-Man's a really good game.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's actually a fun game. It's actually like a fun romp through the world.
I can't see says I'm calling it now Alien versus Fear. Like I have to. What I love about this process, because of course I love a good process, Ryan, is we say Spider-Man, right, and we're kind of like sitting in it, going, "This is the winner," and then I get to just before I hit submit, I go, "How am I feeling about that?"
Yeah,
and I'm not feeling the greatest about it.
No.
Isn't that dumb?
Because this is also like a Sean Capri list. We're doing this for you, a game that you would enjoy.
It's so dumb. But I should play Spider-Man. Everybody in the chat saying Spidey.
I again, not only should you play it, but I think you'd actually really like it.
Yeah. Oh, it's heartbreaking. Fear is such a great game. Goodbye, Fear.
Well, it might not be the last spooky game at the end.
That's in the final.
Because we got Spyro versus Alien Isolation. Again, you know where my vote lies on this one. So it's up to chat to change Sean's mind.
All right, chat. We really need some help on this one because, I just sent away Fear. That was I think my last fun game. I think Alien Isolation is going to be pretty tough.
It's not going to be that tough.
Charles says Spyro.
I
can't see says Alien. Drellish says Alien. It might have to be Alien.
Yeah, because if the chat split, I'm voting for Alien.
You're going Alien.
So it's just I think that puts us over the edge a little bit. And I also think Alien. I also think you probably want to play that game more than Spyro.
I'm totally down the middle on this. Spyro seems really fun, but Alien does feel like a game that I need to experience. I feel like I've played mascot platformers, Yeah. I don't know that I've played a game like Alien Isolation before.
No, I don't think you have, which is why I think it would be a fun experience for you.
Look at this, man. 2023.
All right. It
The
all
final.
comes down to this, chat.
All right, chat.
Spider-Man Miles Morales versus Alien Isolation. What will Sean play next? It will be one of these two games. So chat, get your votes in. We want to hear from you.
Oh, you know what? It would have been interesting for people to kind of like guess at the beginning what they thought the final was going to be, because I never in a million years would have put these two as
Same.
the final.
I actually thought Metroid Prime Remastered was going to be the game we were going to end up picking.
I just love that it got paired up for you.
Yeah. Well,
you had to decide. Bowser, Drellish, and I Can't See say Alien. Charles says Spider-Man. Locklith, right along with Charles, says Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the edge could go with the fact that Alien is an Xbox game.
That is also true.
We could just pull platform on this.
Yeah. I mean, you did kind of want to. This is an Xbox show, Sean.
Yeah. It's kind of got green,
I mean, Miles Morales is technically on PC, and we talked about
That's
it before.
Where I would play it.
This show is kind of like our PC podcast till the PC podcast is a thing.
Oh, snap. Well.
So that factors in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, my vote if the chat split would be Alien.
I think it's Alien. I think the chat is like, if we're really counting, although I'm not sure if Jellish is saying Alien 4 times.
Jellish has said Alien for like 4 times.
I think Alien is the winner, Ryan. I think we're gonna call it.
Yeah.
Alien Isolation. Yes. Alien is on, indeed, Jellish. Alien is on PlayStation, but I own it on Xbox. So I think, is that the end? Did we do it?
That is the end. We made it to the end. Alien Isolation will be the next game that Sean Capri plays, or is in a committed relationship, which I should say.
Yes. Lachlan says if this was meant for Xbox, you'd only have Xbox games. That's true. It was really like, this is wide open, and as we mentioned at the beginning, kind of wish I had a 3DS game or two on there, but I think Alien Isolation, it seemed like it was destined to just make it all the way, Ryan.
It was that or Fear 2, if I'm being honest.
True.
It was one of the two of those, I think.
Or Crackdown, or Spyro.
No, please. Just the 2 horror games. Fear 2 or Alien Isolation. I
have a comment that maybe we'll try to remember for next time. I feel like the deliberation was actually, because we got to say most of what we wanted to say about the games in the early rounds, like the first 2 or so. I think rather than even going down to like the quarter, semis, and finals, maybe we just like get it down to like 8 games or whatever, and then put it in a spinner.
Yeah. And then just see what the wheel gives us.
Just a random of the, I actually think that could be an interesting way to do it.
That's an interesting idea, Sean.
Okay. We'll try to remember that.
We'll do that.
This was fun. This was fun, Ryan.
And tune in next week if we actually have no news, because we might end up doing another one of these again, but then it's like, what does Ryan play next?
Yep.
But Sean,
Ryan,
we have a couple questions before we, sign off for the night.
Oh yeah, we're still doing a podcast. That's cool.
Because one of them leans into what we just discussed, which comes to us from Court Lalonde, who asked the question, what is the game coming out on Xbox that will make Sean walk away from his backlog that is spanning over 3 years, or from this committed relationship? So what's the game that inevitably comes out this month that breaks this, Sean, that makes you put down Alien?
Nothing. I'm in a committed, you guys don't understand, and the more you keep laying into me, the more committed I get. And actually, maybe I think I might have to get a ring, Ryan. I might have to put on a ring when I am in a committed relationship. I might just have to, show you guys. Like I'm in an actual committed relationship to my wife right now, but I need a second one. Maybe it goes on my right hand for my video gaming. Maybe that's what I do.
It could be anything.
Could be. I know.
No,
there's no game. Although, but maybe there's a temptation. Is that maybe?
I think Resident Evil 4 is probably the temptation, right? Because that's the one game that's coming out. Because a lot of the games coming out this month are games that I'm into, but I know you're probably into, because you're probably not playing Bayonetta Origins or Italia Ryza 3.
Bayonetta I would if it wasn't full price. That game is too expensive.
Yeah. The only other one thing might be the Forza DLC.
That's probably the most. There's a golf game coming out March 24th.
EA Sports PGA Tour. That was the one they announced a while ago. The sequel to Tiger Woods Golf.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny
McIlroy golf
this now, because I don't know that there's anything too crazy. Outlanders on PC. Oh, Outlanders is not the same thing as what I was thinking.
No.
Yeah, this is not the craziest month for me to get
Yeah.
pulled away by
And
anything.
likewise, as much as I like Wulong, I don't know if Sean's going to get into that game. I think that's more a Ryan Turper game.
It'll be there. Yeah, it'll be there. Like, yeah. Nose
We'll
ring.
see. All right. Last question of the week, which has nothing to do with the tournament bracket. This comes to us from Nagachaka, who says, I still haven't give up my 1,000 gamer score virginity to a special game on my Xbox. So my question is, what was the first game to achieve that 1,000 gamer score, and was it a special and memorable experience? So Sean, I don't know if you have to look this up. I looked mine up.
Oh, did you?
And I knew what it was anyways, but I looked it up just to make sure I was remembering correctly, because sometimes I'm old and I forget things. But it was very
memorable. Look it up. Where did you go?
I just went to my I just went to True Achievements, because we have the Carpool Gaming League leaderboard happening at the moment, and I just happened to be at the top of the leaderboard, Sean. So when I go there and sort by my achievements, it's like the or completed games on Xbox 360. I was able to find it pretty quickly. In fact, I even have yours is up right now, so I actually know what yours actually is. Sean.
Okay, you talk about yours, and I think I'm almost there. Thank you for directing me to this.
Absolutely. So my first game. So this, putting things in perspective, I talked about this on the show before a long time ago, but I got the Xbox 360 at launch. I remember I traded in my original Xbox and my entire collection of games for it, like a big dum-dum. Don't ever do that, kids. Because I wanted the 360 at launch, and I got like half the launch lineup as well with the console. So I ended up getting, Madden 06 and Quake 4 and a bunch of the other launch games, Perfect Dark Zero. But there was one game, Sean, that came out at the launch of the Xbox 360 that was so easy to get the 1,000 gamer score for. You just had to beat the game. And that game was Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. Because
of course you did.
I played it at launch. Surprisingly, Sean, I actually liked that game a lot when I first played it. Doesn't hold up well now. It's not a fun game to go back to. But at the time, I actually really enjoyed Peter Jackson's King Kong, the official game of the movie. I just like saying the title too, because it's really long. So that is my very first gamer score game, 1,000 gamer score game. But it was very memorable, because I just remembered, rolling credits and, playing as King Kong and smashing New York City and just having a good time with that game.
Good for you, dude. That's actually pretty amazing. I haven't found my first 1,000, but I got 790 on Guitar Hero 2.
I can tell you what it is, because I have it open, Sean. Do you remember playing TMNT?
Yes. I should have guessed it. Yes, it was that. Sorry. I was gonna say, but I didn't know if there's anything before that. TMNT, to do the achievements. That's why I played it. I played it very specifically to get 1,000 gamer score on that.
Yeah, because you got that on August 28th, 2012 was when you got.
That's pretty late, actually, for my first 1,000.
Yeah, because you only have a couple 360 ones on your profile, Sean. Most of your completed games are on Xbox One at this
completed point. For sure. Yeah, the first game on my tracked achievements here, September 19th, 2006. Cabela's Alaskan Adventures was the first game that I logged an achievement for. Followed shortly by Sonic the Hedgehog on 360, Ryan.
Excellent. The classic Sonic the Hedgehog on Xbox 360. Whereas my first achievement wasn't actually in Peter Jackson's King Kong. It was actually in Call of Duty 2 was my very first.
Oh yeah, that's actually Call of Duty 3 was right after Lost Planet: Extreme Condition, then NHL, then Quake and Project Gotham, NHL 08 and Guitar Hero 2, and then I got into my mainstream gaming back then.
Yeah. When you were mainstream.
Yeah, I played Madden and Gears and Halo, Call of Duty. Like, this is in order. Like, Call of Duty 2, then Modern Warfare, the original one, Quantum of Solace, Guitar Hero, Aerosmith, that kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of mine, like my first ones were all on the same day on literally November 23rd, 2005. Because I played Perfect Dark Zero and Hexen, or not Hexen,
Oh, wow.
Hexic. I think the game that comes with the console.
Yeah.
And then Quake 4 and Call of Duty 2 and Madden 06 all on the same day.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Did you buy those? Because a bunch of these early games are rentals. Like, these are blockbuster rentals for sure. Good for you.
Oh, yeah, because I actually, again, saved some money, and then I sold my original Xbox and all my games like a dum-dum.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Neat.
Neat.
Well, we
All
did
right,
it.
I think that's
All
gonna do it for the show, Sean. We talked long enough, anyways. So, Sean,
Yeah,
where
this
can
is
people
enough.
find you on the internet?
You can go to your local internet cafe, pay a fee, grab an old cup of coffee, and jump online. Go to twitter.com/Sean Capri. Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. And you can be just like the cool kids like Brian Reese and go over to patreon.com/Carpool Gaming. Join our Discord. We all say hello. The water is warm. Those are all the things, Ryan.
Very nice, my friend. As for me, you can load up your PlayStation 3 home entertainment console,
Nice.
boot it up, and make sure to do the update on the console first, because there's
Yes.
a brand new update for the PlayStation 3 that
So
just came out for performance issues. But then you can go to the internet browser on your PlayStation 3 and go to http://twitter.com/Ryan Turford. Of course, it won't get you there because you got to do 4 slashes. But
Yeah,
whatever,
they're not the
that's
right
just
slashes.
how we roll. Of course, you can find us on Twitter at Carpool Gaming, on YouTube at youtube.com/Carpool Gaming, on podcast services around the globe. So for Sean Capri, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been episode 280 of the Xbox Drive. Only 20 more episodes until episode 300, and we're out. Bye.
I really want to know how many of you did be upset with all the games we're not going to play. Goodbye.
No power greater than X.